Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here, and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. So it is Saturday, July 24th, and I've only finished one book this month. So I really need to get my shit together. I'm currently in the middle of 3 different books, and all 3 of them are buddy reads that I literally need to read and to finish. So what I'm planning on doing is doing like a 48-hour readathon type of thing. I definitely can't do a 24-hour, that's just too difficult for me. So I'm gonna do a 48-hour readathon, and I'm going to do it from today until Monday, and it's just gonna be me, myself, and I. I'm literally just trying to get through these books, put a dent in them, and I'm hoping that like vlogging it and doing it readathon style is going to really like motivate me to get through these books. As I said, I have 3 buddy reads that I'm currently in the middle of, so these are the ones that I'm going to be reading for this reading vlog. So the first book that I'm going to be reading for this reading vlog is Exile by Shannon Messenger. Don't look at my bare pinky, okay? It is Exile by Shannon Messenger. This is the 2nd book in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series, and I'm buddy reading this with Leah. I'm almost done with this book. I am on page 381, and there are 568 pages in this. So I am like almost there. I'm also listening to this as an audiobook. According to Audible, apparently I only have like a little bit less than 3 hours left to listen to it. So I can 100% finish this in the 48 hours. Like, this will get finished, this will get done. So I'm excited. I'm really enjoying this. Obviously, this is the 2nd book, so I can't really say too much about what's going on in this book, but the Keeper of the Lost Cities trilogy follows Sophie, our main character, and she was born human and ends up finding out that she is an elf and she is a telepath. So she can read people's minds, and she ends up finding out that she has like all of these other powers. She ends up going to live in this like elven realm. It's a little bit kind of like Harry Potter-esque vibes, very much her exploring and finding out more about herself and this new world that she's now a part of. I'm enjoying it a lot so far. I gave the first book 4 stars, and I feel like I'll probably end up giving this one 4 stars as well. The thing about this series is that like it's very complex. The storylines are extremely complex, and like there's just so much going on all the time, but I really like it. I think it's super interesting, it's fun, and I love chatting to Leah about it because we have a lot of opinions on a lot of different characters, but they're the same opinions, so we absolutely love that. The next book is also buddy read with Leah, but it's also a buddy read with Jess, and I've spoken about this one as well, and that is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is a reread for me, but I am buddy reading it, like I said, with Leah and Jess. I am extremely behind on this buddy read. I don't know if Leah has finished Clockwork Prince yet, but I know that Jess definitely has, and in August we're all supposed to finish Clockwork Princess, and I think beginning September we're going to be having a live show about the whole series. Yeah, not even halfway through Clockwork Angel. This one I've like been putting on the back burner, but honestly, like I'm really trying to finish these other books, and then I'll be able to like really focus on this. I'm loving it. I absolutely love being in this world. It is so fun to be able to see the beginning of these character arcs again when you already kind of know what's gonna happen. It's just really fun, and I'm really loving it, and I'm annotating it for the first time, so I'm super thrilled about that. And then this last book that I'm reading as a buddy read with one of my friends, but like in my personal life. But we are reading 56 Days by Catherine Ryan Howard. This is an adult mystery thriller. It was my book of the month pick. Me and my friend have been getting the same book of the month picks, and we've been buddy reading them, so it's been really fun, and so we both decided to buddy read this one. It's a mystery thriller, and it is set during like the beginnings of the COVID-19 pandemic and like the lockdowns that are happening in Ireland. Basically, it follows Sierra and Oliver, and they kind of start a relationship right before like everything gets shut down and lockdown begins. And so by the time lockdown happens, they decide to move in together. 56 days later, somebody ends up dead. It's really interesting so far. I was very interested to see like how I was gonna feel about this book, because obviously it's like taking part in early 2020, and you know, COVID is still very much a thing. We are still not like out of this pandemic yet by any means, but I think for me, I feel okay and I feel comfortable reading this because I don't think this is exploiting the pandemic in any way, at least in my opinion. COVID is not really used in this book as like a plot device. I mean, I guess kind of, because it is the setting, but it's really just used as the setting for the book. It's not so much like very COVID heavy and very much like COVID is what is moving this plot along kind of thing. I don't really know how to describe it, but it just feels very different for me than like if I were to be reading like a virus thriller about like COVID mutating and going crazy and like zombies are, you know, happening. It's just very different for me, so I don't feel super like uncomfortable with this at all. But that's just me, that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel about it, because I know some people are like upset that this is a thing. So that's just my opinion, okay? Don't get upset at me. But yeah, anyways, I'm finding this really interesting so far. I'm on page 136 and there's only like 300 pages in it. So I'm supposed to be on page 208, I believe, by today. So I have about like 65-ish pages to read. So I'm gonna focus on this one first. I just want to get to like our little goal, and then we're gonna like reconvene and figure out when we wanna do the next 100. This is the last book that I will be kind of focusing on for this reading vlog. It is now 1:24, so I think I'm gonna start my readathon at 1:30. I feel like that's a good time. I just wanna kind of start reading, but I will wait until it's 1:30. And I will kind of check back in when I've done more reading, when I have more to say, and yeah. The messiness. I'm looking a bit disheveled at the moment. However, it is now 6:06, so I have been doing this little 48-hour readathon for about 5 hours now, and I have to say I've made very good progress, okay? At least in my opinion. So I finished up like where I was supposed to be in 56 days. My friend is still not done, so I'm going to wait for her to be finished before we figure out when we want to finish the book. and I just don't like to read on without her. It's getting really good. Honestly, I'm really enjoying where the story is going. I don't think I mentioned this in the first clip when I talked about this, but this is told in like multiple kind of points of view, and also with like different time frames, if that makes sense. It kind of bounces around, it time jumps a little bit between like today, which is the day that they end up finding the body, and then also like throughout the 56 days. And it also alternates between following the detective that's in charge of this case, and then also between Sierra and Oliver. So you're getting kind of all three of their perspectives, and things are happening. It's just like very interesting. I'm really enjoying this. Some things started being mentioned in this that I was like, oh, I like that. That's juicy. I kind of have a prediction of what I think is going to happen, or like what is currently happening in my little noggin. So I'm very curious to see if I'm going to be correct. But yeah, even if I am, if I'm not, regardless, I'm really enjoying this, and I will definitely be picking up more from this author. Very excited to finish this up at some point. I only have like less than 100 pages left. So once I caught up with that, I started meal prepping mine and my sister's lunch for like the week. So those are like the little clips that you guys saw. Don't come for my cutting skills, don't come for my cooking skills. I'm literally the worst cook ever. So just sleeping alone, I'm trying to sustain life, okay? While I was doing that and I did laundry and stuff, I was listening to the audiobook for Exile. So I have like only 95 pages left. I'm currently on page 472, and I'm excited about this. I kind of feel the same with this book, like how I felt for the first book, where it was good and the things are interesting. It's just like nothing super thrilling to me, but it is interesting, and like I'm very curious to know what's gonna happen. But I do have to say, one of my favorite characters in this series so far is Keith, and he is like very much in this book. Like he was obviously introduced in the first book and he was a part of it, but we only got like little glimpses of him, and he is definitely a bigger player in this book, and I love it. He's so funny. He's just so entertaining. He's just a little flirt with Sophie, and I absolutely love it. It's so cute. I just think Sophie in general too, for being like a chosen one character, I really like her. Honestly, I think Harry was the worst character in Harry Potter. Like that's my hot take. Like it's just, he was just so annoying, and that's something I'm really liking in this too, is that I feel like, obviously I know I don't want to keep comparing it to Harry Potter, but like that's the most similar kind of like middle grade I've read that's like this. And I just feel like a lot of it, obviously it's because it's for children, so there's a lot of, you know, pranks and like dumb shit, and it's supposed to be like hee hee ha ha, and it's just like not funny. Whereas like this, I feel like Sophie is actually dealing with some like intense shit like from the get-go. You know, this is only the second book, and she's already dealing with very like intense, mature things that like a 12-13-year-old should not be having to deal with, but she is. And I just think that's so interesting, because it's so interesting seeing this young person have to deal with these kinds of situations, and she has a lot of pressure from the people around her. It's just really good. I'm like really loving Sophie as a character, and I just know I'm gonna love her more as the series goes on. There's like a million books. There's like 8 books or something in this series, and I think there's like still coming out, so I'm very excited to see where this goes, and I'm really excited to finish this. I am really loving this, so we're doing good. So I'm definitely going to finish this tonight. I'm actually going to try to finish this like right now, and if I don't, I will for sure finish it like first thing tomorrow morning. And then I think tomorrow I'm either going to try to focus on this. I think that tomorrow I'm gonna try to focus on reading like half of the like last bit of it, and then I really want to spend the rest of the day focused on making some progress in Clockwork Angel. I also, this is just such a funny thing, I think about Steph all the time because I constantly stop in the middle of my chapters, and it actually makes me die laughing because Steph talks about how much she literally hates that, and that she like cringes out and would rather die than stop in the middle of chapters. And I stopped in the middle of this chapter. I stopped in the middle of this, not right now, but like when I started reading again, I was in the middle of a chapter, and I'm pretty sure when I started again reading this, I was in the middle of a chapter. Sorry, Steph. It's so funny. This is so pointless, but like if I'm like over it, like I just stop reading. I'm just like, okay, I don't feel like reading anymore, and I close the book, and it is what it is. Anyways, that was besides the point. I'll update you guys when I read more and like have things to say. But yes, I will keep you guys updated. So hello, good morning. It is like 9:30-ish. That's embarrassing. I just said it was 9:30. It's literally 10:30. Anyways, I guess it's 10:30 and it is Sunday morning. I am just enjoying my little cup of coffee and I have some reading updates for you guys. So last night I ended up finishing up. Oh, let me take that out because I'm finished. So last night I ended up finishing Exile. I honestly really liked this. I am giving it 4 stars. I just think it's such a funny thing because this is kind of what happened to me the first time around too. I definitely liked this one better than the first book for sure. But it's kind of a similar thing where as I'm reading it, I'm engaged and I'm interested, but I'm not like obsessed. But like, I think the way everything wraps up at the end of these books is just so well done that by the time I get to the end and everything's getting wrapped up and like resolved and stuff, like the storylines in this particular book, I'm very much like, wow, this is like really fucking good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like I was saying in my previous clip, Keith is one of my favorite characters and he had a lot bigger role in this book, and I just really like his friendship and his dynamic with Sophie, and I just really like a lot of the characters. I think this book touches on really great themes and I just think it's such a sweet story. It's so interesting. It's very like conspiratorial. I'm just like really into this. I'm definitely enjoying this. So I will for sure be picking up the 3rd book. I'm not really sure when, but I do have an Audible credit, so I might as well just get the 3rd book now. I'm like so happy that I finished this. I thought this was gonna be a feat and it kind of was. But you know what? I'm proud of myself. I did it. I'm very excited as well because I am definitely making progress with Clockwork Angel. I didn't read any of this yesterday, like I said I was, because I was trying to finish Exile. But this morning when I was eating my breakfast and enjoying my coffee, I just have a little bit left. As I was doing that, I was also reading this, and as I was getting ready, I was also listening to the audiobook. So I'm currently on page 218. I am almost halfway. I'm like 45% through. The first time I read this book and the first time I read like all of the Shadowhunter books, I was just very much like, I was enjoying it, but I wasn't like obsessed. But like, I feel like it's one of those things where the more you sit on it, like it just like these characters stay with me. Like before I was even rereading this, like I was thinking about these characters and I was thinking about everything that's happening. And right now we're about to get a scene that I really love. And yeah, loving this book so far, loving my reread. I'm like loving every time characters get introduced because I'm like, hello, I know what happens to you. The interesting thing though is that the first time I read this series, I was like from the first book a Will stan, which also I'm very much like, I love both Jem and Will. Like I was not opposed to like either of them, but I was a Will bitch, you know what I mean? Like, I was a Will girl. He was like my number one, but like also that's just like, that's my vibe, that's my type. This like dickhead, asshole, kind of like cocky guy, but he actually has like a heart of gold and he's like so precious and I just like love him. And you know, I do love me my man with dark long hair. Like, look at this. Look at that man. Look at that man. He's hot. He's hot. And I picture Will Herondale a lot hotter than this man anyway, so. But what I was gonna say is that like I was such a Will stan, and obviously I still am, but like Jem is kind of coming through this book. I don't know, like I'm literally reading this and I'm like, I'm sorry. Am I a Jem stan now? Like, I don't know. Like I've been tabbing it, and honestly a lot of these pink tabs have been things that Jem is saying and doing, and I'm a little shook because I was like not expecting me to like be loving Jem so much in this book. I love him in general, but like I was like, damn, already right out the gate, only 200 pages in, and I'm like, Jem, I'm in love with you. That's all I have to say about it. I'm loving it. It's a good time. So like I said, I'm on page 218, and don't hate me again, Steph, once again. Right in the middle of a chapter I stopped. I do have plans later on today, but I don't really know what time, just so I know it's in the afternoon. So I think right now I really want to read a lot more of this. I'm going to really focus on this right now in the morning, and then I'm going to maybe towards the end of the day just pick this up, maybe read like 20-30 pages, because now I'm kind of like, I should just focus on Clockwork Angel and pace myself to finish this by Wednesday. I'm sorry my plans have been kind of like all over the place. I'm very much, like I've said it before, I'm very much a mood reader, and so like even when I have books that I'm currently in the middle of, like I'm very much like, how do I feel? Which one do I want to pick up? You know what I mean? So, but right now I'm vibing with this. I'm gonna go ahead and keep reading, and I will let you guys know how I'm doing, what's up, what's the vibe later on. Okay, so this is gonna be a little outro because it is literally Tuesday, and I was supposed to film stuff yesterday. I did not film anything yesterday. So this reading vlog kind of went from a 48-hour readathon to basically a 24-hour readathon. My bad, you guys. I am clearly trash at vlogging. I don't know why I ever tried to do vlogs, because like it's clearly just not a thing for me. So I'm sorry, bear with me. But I did end up making pretty good progress with everything. I've read a lot more of Clockwork Angel. I'm on page like 280, around there now. I'm sorry I don't have my books with me. They're like, I don't even know where. My apartment's a mess, it's fine. And I have not yet finished 56 days, but I'm almost done with 56 days. I have like 50 more pages left, so I'm definitely gonna finish that. And then I will, like, I'm on track with Clockwork Angel as well. So yeah, I'm really sorry that this was like a really all over the place kind of vlog. I tried, I attempted, it didn't work, but this vlog did definitely motivate me. Anyways, I hope you guys semi enjoyed this video. I don't really know. I feel like I love watching other people's reading vlogs, then every time I film a reading vlog, I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video.